Yo, yo, what's happening? Welcome back. I'm dollfacegremlin here after a big and weird weekend of football. And I'm going to kick it right on over to the main man, the man in charge, the man of the X's and O's, Coach Common. How you doing, Coach?
Yo, Gremlin, can you hear me? I'm having technical difficulties, brother.
We can hear you loud and clear, Coach. How you doing this week?
Okay. All right. Well, listen. We got the W, but it wasn't pretty, nor am I happy. Okay. I'm not happy. It's one thing. I mean, I appreciate the win. Okay. Great. But the fact that we had five turnovers, 14 points off of those five turnovers. So that's only that's only two touchdowns. Not to mention, not to mention, if you look at the tape of the game, they were dog walking us up and down that field.
Yes, they were.
Each time, each time there was a turnover, it was on a positive yardage gain play, right? It just so
Y-
happens that their running backs can't hold on to the ball. And that was very fortunate for us because other than that, we were not stopping them whatsoever. Now,
No.
did Drake May make a couple of horrible passes and some terrible decisions? Absolutely. He helped us out a lot too with his play. But as far as us getting it together, nah, still too much work. Still too much work. Any real true above 500 team with dog walkers in the playoffs or anything like that, they were dog walkers. So, I appreciate the win, but no. But I will say, I did like what I saw from my boy Harmon for his first debut. I did like what I saw. I saw some aggression. I saw getting rid of his man. You know what I'm saying? He took a wrong angle that one time and missed that sack, but he did get one or a half a sack with I think it was TJ. Was it? I think it might have been TJ or it might have been Wilson.
I think you got that
So
half a sack with Cameron Hayward on that one you're thinking of, where
was it Cam?
that was that one slow stunt, like a delayed stunt that they pulled where Hayward was the wrong one swinging in, and then it ended up being both. Like Harmon, I think, really hit him first, and then Cameron, if I'm calling correctly, I might not be. So, but Cameron, Hayward, and Harmon ended up getting half sacks on that one.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, so I did like what I saw from Harvey, right? As far as the debut, I definitely saw. I definitely like what I saw from him. But as far as like our line, our line was abysmal. Okay, they did on that on that third and like two. You know what I mean? They did open a nice hole for Warren. You know what I mean? He got the first down easily. They cut back, so you know what I mean. Got a couple extra yards, but as a whole, abysmal. Broderick Jones, abysmal. Uh, Pass blocking was so horrible, dog. Did you see this, Grandma? Did you actually watch this shit? Dog, Aaron Rodgers got up off the ground every time he dropped back there, man.
Close to it. I mean, aside from New England only like I don't believe I can't recall. I don't think they had a sack, but the QB hits were still there. Rodgers was still getting laid out, and it seemed to me like the right side of the line failed this time, whereas the left side was a little bit better. Which, like we've said, a little bit better for when the ground floor is absolute crap. That's not much better. But
Right,
Faltanu,
that's like going from the basement steps to the basement stairs. He's
yeah.
still in the basement. He's still in the basement.
Yep. And Fatanu looked awful this weekend. Fatanu looked awful this weekend. It was his turn, I guess, to be terrible, and he decided to step up and be terrible. Um, the one thing that I didn't like, so we get that first, the Steelers get the first turnover off the very first drive from New England, right? Great fumble recovery by Slay. Who was that? Stevenson fumbled, right? I believe 38 for the Patriots. Stevenson fumbled. So Stevenson fumbles the ball. We get it. Good stuff. Holcomb's the one that forces that fumble. Our first drive, I like the first four play calls. And then we get close. First and goal. What do? Warren, right up the gut. Warren, right up the gut. Warren, right up the gut for a negative run. And then finally, incomplete pass by Rodgers, which, oh, lo and behold, one of the penalties, major impact for the Patriots as well. This game, penalties, they shot themselves in the foot. You know, it's not just the fumbles; they really hurt themselves in penalties. And then finally, Gainwell with a pitch left finally gets a touchdown, and that was one of the better drives that the Steelers had all day, and it was ugly, just like the whole game. Just it was an ugly first drive to a touchdown.
Yes, it was. Yesterday, yes, the hell it was. Yo, the whole game was ugly, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? I was on a live today, Graham, and they were calling me spoiled because I was complaining, but my team won. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, that is some participation trophy ideology. That is
I,
some
I
participation trophy ideology. Dog,
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
I actually know the game of football. I'm watching this game, and by all levels of the game, we should have lost this game.
Yeah.
We can easily be 0 and 3 right now.
Yeah.
If the ball falls to the left or the right, an inch more. Any way you slice it, we could have easily be 0 and 3 right now. And I'm supposed to be happy that we squeaking by? No, 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 no. See, listen, it's one thing if we're playing good football and we're winning by nail biters. That's one thing. I can accept that. That's cool. That's a team that's finding a way to win. Okay, when you're playing good solid football, okay, and it's a nail biter. You know what I'm saying? But some way, somehow, you know what I mean? You guys make the play to win the game. Got no problem with that. Got no problem with that. But when you're when you're clearly being dominated, and just because of a couple of mistakes the other team made, not because of good plays you made, because of mistakes they made, with the
Yeah.
exception with the exception of the ball being actually punched out, they were just careless with the football. They were just absolutely careless with the football.
Yeah. I mean, Stevenson, his two fumbles that he lost and all, he still was getting three receptions out of the backfield, 38 yards. He still had 18 yards rushing. Then Antonio Gibson, and Henderson, they had their troubles, but each of them rushed for 28 yards. Drake May, 45-yard rush, 45 yards of rushing just from scrambling for the most part out of the pocket. That's where Drake May, I think I underappreciate his skills as a scrambler out of the pocket when things are difficult and that he's trying to make a play and he's making a positive out of something. So I really do have to give him credit for that where credit is due because he took advantage of it. Like you said, Harmon just missed him in the backfield, and it was just because he was overzealous and didn't contain the outside. And
Exactly.
Drake
He took a
Drake May, yeah, he was overzealous. And I think, Coach, you mentioned like I think before last game when we were talking off the show, you mentioned that one of the things you were like is I just hope Harmon doesn't get happy feet back there and lose his
exactly,
spot.
exactly, exactly. Because what it was that all he did, I mean, don't get me wrong, he saw clearly he was going to get this sack because he was coming at him from the right, from in front of him. He was going to get the sack. He wouldn't have been able to avoid the sack. The only reason he avoided the sack was because when he started his pursuit, he started his pursuit with May on the outside shoulder. And by doing that, you gave him that little bit of outside leverage that he needed to squeeze around that corner. But you know, one step to the left, and you got him either center mass of the chest or in the on the inside shoulder, and that's a sack. So, like I said, I accept that. I mean, listen, I'm not asking for a fucking perfect game because I
No.
know we don't live in a perfect world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and critique and criticize everything. You know what I mean? That's just not knowing football. That you when you do that, you just really don't know football. No such damn thing as a perfect game, right? But as a whole, dog, we're not we're not the 53 man roster to compete to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
No, and I don't even think we're the 53-man roster to represent to go to the wild card at this point right now. You look at the division teams last night, Baltimore, they lost, and it's one of those they're still in their heads, but that's still a good team. That's still a much better team than the Steelers right now. You look at Cincinnati, yeah, Joe Burrow's out, but that might be the one team I think in the division without Joe Burrow that the Steelers are gonna possibly beat because I don't trust them against the Browns right now. I don't trust the Steelers against that great defense that showed up against the pack that's been showing up the last 2 weeks. Browns have a great defense. Fun stat. Miles Garrett is only about 5 sacks away from tying Reggie White for having the most sacks under 30 at 108. So,
Yeah, I know.
that's
Yeah, I know.
one
He has
scary dude we
105.
still have to face and on a great defense. I just don't trust that team that we love so much to beat the
And y'all,
Browns
hold
right
on.
now.
Y'all, and not to mention, let's not forget, during that game, he's going against Patano, who's been playing like absolute shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he is. He's going to tear him up. He'll tear either one of them up no matter what side he switches to, which,
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I'm following him. I'm taking him out the game. I'm bringing Connor Haywood. Connor Haywood's playing the whole game. I'm not listen. I'm gonna take my bumps and bruises with Broderick, but you yourself are not going to dictate this game. I'm telling you, I'm setting maybe not every play, but listen, Connor, listen, either Connor, either Connor, or Janu, or Frymu are going to have to, or Washington, they're going to have, or all three of them, they're going to get dirty when we play them because he's getting chipped every time.
yep,
I don't care if I line up over there. I don't care if I motion to over there. No matter how you look at it, you're getting chipped and chipped hard every time, dog. Every time. It's not just gonna be. I don't want no bump. I want you to make contact, make him fight, release. Then I want you to get him while he's fighting with him. But this ain't gonna nah. If he gets anything that day, oh nah, he's gonna earn every goddamn thing. There will be no one on one.
no,
And
it's
I'm just
it's
and I'm
it's
just being
not going to be
honest.
good for them when they face off against that Browns defense. And next week is we're going to talk about it later in the week for our pre-show for the Vikings Steelers matchup. But this at 9:30 a.m., we could very well be watching them at the start of a major ass kicking. It might be really bad after watching what the Vikings did to that Cincinnati offense, that defense led by who? Former coach, who? Brian Flores. And so,
Absolutely.
a guy who we could have retained, but, like we've said, egos of a certain individual seem to get in the way of good coaches.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm tired of us shooting ourselves in the foot. That's what drives
Oh,
me crazy more than
it's
anything.
awful. It's awful.
That's what that's what drives me up a wall more than any more than anything else is the fact that we continuously keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and just keep shooting myself in the foot. How many
no,
times? See, and this is the bad part, right? How many times do you have to do it before you're tired of it?
I know.
That's my whole thing. How many times do you shoot yourself in your own foot before you say, you know what, dog, this shit hurt, and I keep doing it to myself?
Well, speaking of, things being hurt and doing it to yourself, Tomlin did come out to say that today Highsmith is still going to be out for this next game, but it's looking like Elliott and Porter Jr. are being moved up to probable or questionable. Elliott with his knee and Porter with his hamstring. We'll see where that takes us. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think we got to take them. We got to keep Jabril Peppers in after seeing how well he did for his first game, especially right down near the goal line there, forcing that fumble. I didn't even realize till I saw the replay afterwards how he forced it, then recovered it. What a great play on his part.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He played very well in his role. I don't think I don't think I don't think we jumped the gun and put him there permanently, but I just think he gets more plays in. You know what I mean? Let him get
Yep.
more acclimated. Let him get more acclimated. Let him get more in football shape. Don't just force him in there and we get into a nail biter. Now he's getting winded. He's starting to take back angles. But let's talk about the real elephant in the room. It's not even a goddamn elf. It's not even an elephant. It's more like a dinosaur. It's more like a dinosaur. Our linebackers can't cover to save their fucking lives.
No, no. And I did like the use of Patrick Queen a little bit more this week because they did get him more on the blitz. And, he had that one pass that was deflected. He was forcing Drake May to be uncomfortable a couple times there,
Yes,
which I did like that. But
and
besides
he
that,
also got
oh,
smoked. Yo, he got
oh,
yo. What's the name? Yo, what's his name? Henry.
oh
Henry.
yeah,
Henry got a
on the touchdown, the end zone there.
not even on the touchdown. On like on what was it, a 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 11? I think he got two third and longs. That's another thing. We can't get off the field. We're keeping
No.
these guys behind the sticks and can't get off the field. These are the things of why I'm upset about the win.
Yeah, I mean, the
And
top
on that
receiver for the
drive,
Steelers of the game again was Jalen Warren.
exactly. And on that drive, right? And on that drive that he threw that interception at the half. On that drive, if I'm not mistaken, no, if I'm not mistaken, they had at least four third and longs
E- e-
and, and,
Uh,
and, and converted every single one of them.
yeah,
And it wasn't hard. It wasn't like he was scrambling in the back, you know what I mean, made a throw, dude dove and got a great. No, no. These were
yeah,
basic just routes. These were basic routes. And when they came out their breaks, they were open on
yeah,
every
because
third and long.
yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the only thing that I saw good on one third and long was TJ Watt got a sack finally. Did you notice that? He actually got a sack in the game. So
Yeah,
that was really nice
absolutely.
to
Oh,
see.
yeah,
And
matter of fact,
he did it on a third down of all things, which is
hold on,
surprising.
hold on. Right, which was very surprising. But if I'm not mistaken, they went for it on 4th down and got it.
Yeah, so right after Watt does that, yeah, May ran a boot because he ran right out of the pocket. He was too long in the pocket, and then he runs for the first down. But then, of course, on that first down, New England gets a flag, illegal man downfield. That was that one pat that, if you notice,
Yeah, that
number
pass. Yeah.
71, he started floating toward upwards towards the center of the field. So in that one, if you notice that, like you brought up, that was a prime example of terrible middle linebacker coverage right there for the pass. That one, you bring that one up. That's the initial one I thought of was the touchdown with Henry and this play right here, where luckily a flag got thrown. Otherwise, that's another big gain on a fourth at that point too.
No, listen, it didn't make sense, man. Like it really didn't make sense, yo. Like it was getting, and like I said, it's the fact that we continually keep shooting ourselves in the foot. That's the problem. That I mean, listen. I can accept a team just being better than you,
Yeah. Yep.
the better team than mine. I can accept a team just being a better team than mine.
Yeah.
I mean, we deal with reality. Team is better. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? What we gonna do about it? The team is better, okay? But when you continually make errors to beat yourself, to allow the team, like you're doing the other team's job for them, nah, dog, nah, I'm not going to be happy about you winning like that. I'm not going. I want to appreciate the win, but I'm not going to be happy about you. Dog, if I'm the coach, you think we're not going to have a hard ass week of practice? I'm talking about extreme. I'm talking about a fundamental all day. I don't want to hear it. We gonna do film study and this, like, on film day. Nah, dog. Y'all go to the locker room, get dressed. We gonna go down the field. Y'all
Yeah.
tripping. Like, nah,
No.
y'all tripping.
No, and I want to talk about that first touchdown that New England got real quick because you brought up the third downs. This was one that got plagued. They started, Steelers kick it off. They get there on the 22-yard line. They drive down the field. But the very first play, they blitz Queen right off the bat and they just miss Gibson. Gibson chugs for 10 yards, which I right then you could tell because that's that same play, the very next play when Harmon just missed Drake May for the sack. And guess what? May hit us with like a 16-yard run, you know. But then, you know, Drake May incomplete pass, third down. We had a little bit of pressure, but guess what happens after that? 9-yard pass to Hunter Henry, great protection. Henry even chips off TJ Watt to get that even beforehand to get this get out and get this pass. There's a third down. So May, once again, it's his ball. They're just doing a couple short plays, but here we go. Jabril Peppers, right? Great open field tackle to force third and four. Guess what happens? Flag, number 26. We give him the ball right at first and goal. Flag, I remember that pass interference call, awful. He was pulling on him, a little bit debatable, but it's a flag's a flag. And then guess what happens?
Yeah,
Terrell
Nichols.
Austin, Terrell Austin has a terrible blitz call where he basically sends the whole linebacker package. And guess what? Henry's wide open. Nobody even thinks to cover him. He's wide open for that touchdown. And that's probably the best New England drive the whole game, in my opinion. Just because they're doing what they need to get their best option at that time open, Hunter Henry, and he's lighting them up right where the worst coverage is happening with the linebackers, like you said. It's just it, that really set the tone for the rest of the game where I saw nothing but terrible play from the Steelers after that first New England touchdown drive. And that's only what in the second quarter.
Yup.
Eh, So that set the tone and yeah, people we are kind of like little upset crying over spilt milk in a way because yeah, the game our team won, but we have to reiterate time and time again, this win doesn't feel like a win. This win feels like a really bad loss. And it looked like a really bad loss. And anybody who does pay attention to the Pittsburgh Steelers has noticed this. Even not us. You can go on national media outlets right now. They're all saying the same thing. This is a bad time to be a Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
Yo, listen. I try to explain to these guys that I was talking to. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our bar is set higher than everybody else. Like, no, I don't care how you feel. We're not. participation trophy. We're not participation trophy recipients, dog. That ain't what we got our trophies for back in the day. We got our trophies back in the day by earning them, by hard work, repetition, muscle memory, all right, by instilling fear in people, by being bullies.
Yes.
Instilling fear. Nobody's fear the Steelers no more. Nobody's fear the Steelers.
Not at all.
Where's that dog? Where's that James Harrison? We always got a James Harrison. Whether it's in the form of Joey Porter, whether it's in the form of Ryan Shazier.
Well, I'll ask you a better question. Where's our James Farrier?
Right, yeah. Oh,
Where's our James
oh my
Farrier?
word. Where's our coverage? Where's our cover linebacker, run stopping linebacker, middle line? Where's our where's our field general? Where's our middle linebacker field general at?
And you know what? All things aside, Ryan Shazier, glad that he's living his best life right now. But when that injury went down, that's what happened to our James Farrier. He was the next in line. And so it seems like since that Shazier injury, we have just been plagued with mid to lower middle linebacker play and coverage linebacker play.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. God bless Ryan. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Prayers to go out to him. You know what I mean? I know he's still doing rehabilitation. You know what I mean? To this day. So, you know, prayers go out to him and his family. Thoughts go out to him and his family. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Make sure all that is gravy. You know what I mean? You black me off for life, regardless of whom or what. And and yes, he was. I believe. Yo, listen. You know, Devin never turned out to be what we thought he was going to be after his
Oh,
injury. You know what I mean? So he
nope.
never turned out to be what we thought he was going to be. You know, Jack Sawyer, he's a project. You know what I mean? So
He's a
I'm not
project.
expecting.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting much out of him. All right, he's a project. I do like Holcomb getting in there, forcing that turnover.
I
I
did
do
too.
like that. I like seeing that. You know what I mean, him coming back off an injury, getting acclimated back into the defense. I do like that. You know what I'm saying? But as a whole, we just need a lot of work. You know, I don't see the Pittsburgh Steeler mentality. Let me go there. Let me put it like that. I don't see Steeler mentality. Steeler mentality was we're coming out winners, but we're going out on our shields. Meaning, we're gonna do what we do best and what we always do, and that is blitz.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, our blitzes did not work out for us this week. But yes, especially the Patrick Queen blitzes. But yes, uh, we need to blitz, and we're not doing a very good job of it. And that, once again, just our rant from last week with our friend Rose is we don't have the defensive coordinator we need. We don't have even the head coach that we need to back this defensive coordinator up. It's it's a little bit dark and grim in the coaching carousel right now for the Steelers. They're about to it seems like they're about to turn over another defensive coordinator here real soon. But what we need to do right here, guys, is thank you all for joining us. Thank you for watching, listening on all your accounts. But if you want to bet like a pro, NFL Sundays, NBA showdowns, all of it. You got to go for Bet Us, Bet US. And when you get there, enter your promo code, not moved, and you're going to get up to potentially 125% bonus on the sign up. So, get in there, take a look at everything you need to, enter that promo, not moved. You can find it in the links for all the podcasts, wherever you listen to us, but go in there for Bet US, Bet Us, not moved, and get up to 125% bonus on your sign up. So not only are you going to get great sports insight from all the not moved people around here, you're going to get some great deals as well. And if you want to really get some great bets, you want to go listen to our friend Southgate, who is coming up with all kinds of great betting lines. He's just been destroying it out there. We got to give a round of applause to Southgate. He's doing great. And
Absolutely. Golf clap us out, Gabe.
we always got to give him. He's been nailing it. All of his bets have been coming through. If you've been able to join us on lives, whether it's on, our main channel here on TikTok, you can see Southgate is nailing it. He's helping people. He's hooking people up. So always check into Not Move for your betting needs. We got better betters as well, who we get to hook up with every weekend, and he gets to fill us in with some great bets. So pay attention. Not Moved is here for all of your sporting needs.
Absolutely, baby. This is Coach Common. I'm with Dollface Gremlin. This is not move, baby. I'm 6'4", 280. I don't move so easy. Not move. Lock in or lock out. Strap up and wrap up what you don't want broke up, baby. It's football. Peace.
Deuces.
This non casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.